Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. This is Marilyn Gale. Okay, so I'm going to do a recap of Seeking Sister Wives. And the Lifetime channel, which it comes on, has dedicated 2 hours to the planning, preparation, the different celebrations, and finally getting to the wedding of Dimitri and Ashley, their renewal, and then Dimitri and Vanessa, their actual wedding vows. So the episode starts where Vanessa and Ashley, they're actually going over and telling what their routine is, who does what. And Vanessa mentions, she says that she had just gotten married to a beautiful, perfect man, perfect for her. And then she cries and she says she doesn't know how to explain it, but she knew she was supposed to be with Dimitri. So they're planning the wedding, and Dimitris is saying that the ceremony will be from part of his culture, including washing the women's feet, which symbolizing starting a new walk with the wives. Ashley reminds us that she and Dimitri have been looking for a sister wife for about 9 years, and she knows that there's a lot of judgment that comes with this lifestyle. Now, the wedding will be in Temecula, California at the Monte de Ora vineyard, which I plan to personally visit. It's beautiful country in Temecula, a lot of vineyards, a lot of wine tasting venues, and so they're going to have it there, and it's not far from me. So, that's going to be nice to ride out there. Okay, so they go to the florist, on to pick out some arrangements and what the lady is going to carry. And while they are there, the families, they mention the dynamics of who's going to stay where, because Dimitri's mom is coming out, his sister's coming out, Ashley's mom, Donna, is going to come out. I think her sister, I don't know whether Ashley has a brother. They never mention a brother, but she does have a sister. Her sister is going to be coming. Jojo, which is Dimitri, which is Vanessa's mom, she's going to be coming out. And her twin sister will be there. Adrian, her sister, will be there. And her other sister will be there. Her younger sister, I forget her name, but she'll be there. So they're just kind of going over who's going to be at the wedding. I don't think all of them is going to stay at Dimitri's house. I hope not, because that's just that's just too much. But I know the moms will be staying there. So Vanessa and Ashley, they agree that the week is going to be interesting. With all the dynamics of the family, it's going to be interesting. So Dimitri is going to pick up his mom. Now, mind you, it's a week before the wedding at this stage, and so I guess his mom is going to stay for that week. Her name is Lestra, and Jojo's mom will be coming, after that, and then, like I said, Dimitri's sister and Ashley's mom and dad will be there. Ashley's only met Dimitri's mom once, so this will be only the second time she's met Lestra. And I guess because Dimitri says that him and his parents are not very close because he left at an early age. So, I guess that's the reason why Ashley and Lestra, which is Dimitri's mom, have not visited each other. There haven't been a close bond with those two. Now, at the house, Dimitri tells Ashley and Vanessa, well, no, Dimitri's mom, Lestra, tells Ashley and Vanessa, now, Dimitri is sitting there too, that she doesn't trust women, which doesn't go well with the two ladies, and I really don't blame them. But at the time, they don't say anything. Ashley said the reason why she didn't say anything at that moment is because she didn't want to argue and set the tone for the week, and I can understand that. I will say this. Why are you saying that at that time and you in somebody else's house? Respect the woman of the house. For you to say you don't trust women, but you're going to lay your head down in this woman's house. I thought that was disrespectful and bad timing. It doesn't matter whether you believe in their lifestyle. Respect somebody's space. I just wouldn't feel comfortable with her being in the house. And if I was to say something like that, which I wouldn't stay in this woman's house. If I don't trust you, I'm not going to close my eyes, because I wouldn't be able to sleep well if I don't trust somebody in my house. In fact, you being in my house, it's time for you to get a motel if you don't trust me. And that's the way I feel about it. Like I said, bottom line, it's disrespectful. And you had 9 years to relay that message. I'm sure Ashley had not heard that before. In fact, Ashley does say to Lestra, she's surprised that she says that, and she's surprised that she doesn't trust women because the feminine relationship needs the most nurturing. And I agree with that. It's good to nurture. When you find a good friend, a woman friend, you keep that and you nurture it. And for the most part, a lot of women don't trust each other, but you don't go to their house either. A lot of women don't trust each other, but you don't go out to a restaurant. You don't even go to their wedding. If I don't trust you, I'll just speak cordial, hello, how are you? And that's about it. I could be civil, but you don't have a relationship or be in someone's company if you don't trust that person. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, while Ashley's talking, Dimitri's mom, where Ashley is saying that, the females need the most nurturing, and she's into sisterhood, so I know where she's coming from. And that's why she wanted a sister wife. But while she's talking, Dimitri's mom had this little smirky smile on her face. And in the confessional, she's basically saying that Dimitri was not raised that way, and Dimitri didn't have two moms in the house. So again, Ashley and Vanessa, they agreed that this is going to be an interesting week. 4 days before the wedding, Jojo, Vanessa mom, she arrives. Now, Jojo and Vanessa, I guess they're coming from the airport, and because she doesn't have far to come, she lives in Seattle. That's where Dimitri went and visited. Yeah, she lives in Seattle. And so, that was probably a very quick flight. So, Jojo and Vanessa, they're talking in the car about everything. And Jojo just says in the confessional that, it's everything that Vanessa is telling her sounds, good in theory, but she is afraid that in the marriage, Vanessa will always be the outsider. So, of course, she is afraid for her daughter. And to me, that makes sense. That's very honest. Like I said, I could be liberal about other people's daughters and whatever, and what have you. But I shudder to think that my daughter and my granddaughters will come up and be in plural. I just don't want it for my family. Kudos to everybody else, and live and let live, but not for my family. Anyway, I won't go over that again. But when Vanessa and Jojo come in the house, and she's greeted, by Ashley, and they hug, and Dimitri hugs, and she even asks, who are you, and Dimitri's mom, Lester, she introduces herself, and they hug. But you should see the expression on this baby's face, Ashley's baby. He looking up like, Capo, who that woman? You know what I mean? He just looking so confused, like, who are all these folks in my house? But anyway, I thought that was cute. Okay, so Ashley mom will be coming soon. And Ashley is saying that her mom is the kind of mom that don't hold anything back. Dimitri said basically the same as his mom. And I think Jojo, Vanessa's mom, is a little less, than speaking her mind right out like that. I think she's more to holding stuff back and maybe keeping it to herself. And that can be good sometimes, but a lot of times people tend to run over you too when you don't say what it is. I just wouldn't do it in somebody's house. It could be a mutual place we could meet, and then we can hash everything out. But a lot of things I just would probably keep to myself if I'm in somebody else's house and save it for another time. Okay, so Ashley's mom, she's actually going to meet all of the women at the fitting. And this fitting is at, what's the name of that place? It's called the Funky Closet in LA. And I Googled it because I was kind of nosy to see what other things they had. And, to see if that would be some place that, I would kind of go and see what they had. It doesn't sound like it's very far, of course, because LA is not that far from me. So they're all going to be meeting there for the fitting. Now, they're introducing themselves when they get there, and Vanessa's best friend, Danny, so here comes someone else. She's there. So I'm not sure where her best friend comes from. She's probably Seattle also, because that's where Vanessa's from, and her mom flew there. So she's probably from Seattle also. Okay, so while the ladies are trying on their dresses, Ashley and Vanessa, and the other ladies are talking. Oh, before I get to that, I think that they showed their dresses. I think they're lovely. To me, each Vanessa's dress and Ashley's dress, it kind of fits their personality of what we can see of them so far. Of course, I don't know them, not really, but from what I've seen on this reality show, it looks like it fits their reality, their personality. The Ashley dress, I saw her, and it doesn't surprise me that she would pick that. And what Vanessa picked, it doesn't surprise me. They're both very pretty, but I think I like Ashley's dress better. It's more regal. You know what I mean? And even Ashley says that Vanessa's dress is like like fairies and whimsical and whatever. And yeah, I see that. So let's get to the moms and everyone that's outside talking out of the fitting room. So Donna, Ashley's mom, says that she just can't wrap herself around this plural marriage stuff. And Jojo says that her family has always been non-conventional and they just go with the flow. And I think she means by that is, she's married to a black guy. And, I'm sure that, it came with adversity. I'm almost positive. But Donna says that her position is she doesn't share. And she said that a few times. I just don't share. But she said, we'll see one day at a time. So her mind is open her mind is open to things. And that's kind of unexpected to me that, that although it's not her lifestyle, she still has it where, we shall see, if you like it, I love it type deal. Okay, it's 3 days before the wedding, and Dimitri and his best friend William, they go to get their hair cut instead of having a bachelor party, because as Dimitri explained, he's not a bachelor, so why have a bachelor's party? And that he's married. He treats William, his best friend, to, have some services done, so they can get ready and be ready for the marriage. And this is the type, a lot of places where you go, where you get fitted for dresses and wedding dresses and men barbershops, whatever, they offer you drinks. So they both got a beer, and they're just sitting talking. So William, he has questions for his friends because he thinks Dimitris' lifestyle is awesome. I mean, he's liking it. He even mentioned some kind of Tarzan and Jane kind of analogy referring to manhood stuff. I don't know where he was coming from because those are his words and his thoughts. So I don't know. So William asked Dimitri, how can he love two women? And I think that's what a lot of people ask. I think that's one of the top questions that people would ask. How can you love two people? So Dimitri he tries to break it down for his friends and he tells William that love is not divisible. It's not a divisible thing. That every time you love someone and then you love someone else, the first person you love, the love doesn't go down. And then he gives a very good analogy, whether you believe it or not, and let me just pause on that for a minute. A lot of people are loving, or at least is love and lust. I don't know what it is, but a lot of people, it's just not a plural marriage, but they got plural relationships. So it's a lot of people out there, that can't decide which one they want, so they keep both. Wendy Williams? Girlfriend know about that, but let me go on. Let me not start with Wendy Williams and Calvin. Now, Dimitri gives an analogy of having children. So each child that you have, the child before, it doesn't decrease. The love does not decrease when you have another child. So I thought that was pretty good, So Dimitri can be he's not stupid. He's not uneducated. He can come up with something for every question. To me, Dimitri seems like the kind of person where not often is he going to be speechless. Them wheels are turning all the time. He's got an answer for everything. That's what it seems like. Okay, so Dimitri says, he breaks it down even more. Dimitri says, he loves Ashley for what is uniquely her. And he loves Vanessa for what is uniquely Vanessa. So, that he broke it down, really good for his friend William. So Dimitri explains a little bit more. He talks a little bit more about the culture and how the ceremony is going to be as far as being his culture, Cuban culture. And he says that they do everything at sunset or sunrise. And also they put the anklet on the right ankle when they're engaged, and then when they're married, they put the anklet, they switch it to the left ankle. And remember, that's what he did when he proposed to Vanessa out on the beach. When he proposed, he had the anklet, and he did that then. So he says that's part of the culture, which I didn't realize. Well, I'm not Cuban either, but anyone that's from Cuban descent. If you have anything more to add to that, I would be very interested to see whether that's what it is, if that's how it is. I have no reason to doubt Dimitri, but, I'm sure someone else can add to that. So Dimitri understands his friend William. He understands the questions. He understands his bachelor mindset. William and Dimitri, they give a toast at the barbershop after, William asks all his questions and Dimitri just kind of answers them and breaks it down. William gives a toast and William says, "To another ball and chain," which he's referring to Vanessa. And he tells Dimitri, "You ain't got no more legs." So anyway, not for another ball and chain, but we're going to discuss that later on in part 2. I think this is enough for this one. I'll bring you part 2, and that will continue on at the goddess party. And then we're going to go into the wedding. But I don't want to make this podcast any longer than it has to be to kind of break things down. I don't want to be real detailed, but I don't want to skim over some important things, to get a better understanding of what's going on in this marriage and renewal vow. So that's it for right now. That's what I have. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank all the new subscribers. I really appreciate it. If you have not subscribed, YouTubers, please do that now and hit the notification bell. And also for you, Spreaker.com, click the follower the button, and to be a follower of Spreaker.com. And, of course, you can be followers to both Spreaker and YouTube. So thank you. Thank you for joining me, and have a good night. I'll see you another time, and have a good evening, everyone. Goodbye.